I mean, recently we had a guy that was like, oh, I've got 10 grand for a music video. I'm like, oh, brilliant, we can do that. And he went, yeah, so I want this like warehouse with 20 dancers. And I'm like, oh shit.
That's 20 grand shoot.
I was literally like, bro, the 10 grand is going to be more than the dancers. That's my entire ethos to starting a production company, where I'm like, I know that this is a really, I mean, if you're like, oh, yeah, I'm trying to start a film studio, people would laugh at you and be like, okay, you're going to go up against Warner and Disney and that. And I'm like, well, we are, but it's because we've got a list of things that we want to do
differently. Yeah.
And I know that, I mean, from the success of, I'd say, the last 6 months to a year is when things have, I think, really taken off. My pals that were in the gods, like, zoomed in on Snapchat. I was like, it was me, Will Smith, and Deji just having a chat in the corner. And it was like, what's happening in like the multiverse here? I used to genuinely lose sleep over watching someone's video, like music video, that was really good. And I'd literally not be able to get to sleep. So I'm like, oh, mine is shit. I'm like, terrible compared to this. But then I think recently I've just looked at myself a bit more and gone, okay, well, as long as your day-to-day life is enjoyable and you're actually happy, like things will just come in time.
What's going on, people, man? You're choosing to episode 23 of the It's Not Easy podcast, man. I'm here with Lewis. How's it going, man? You good?
Yeah, good.
How you feeling, man?
Literally came straight from a festival that we were shooting. The boys are still currently there shooting, but I had to be here.
Team's working, man.
The team is still working. Big up Josh. Big up Rafame. Thank you.
the team's working. How was that though? Like, wait, firstly, how's your week been? Like, how's your summer been? How you feeling, man?
Yeah, so I got back from LA last night. We were making music videos and commercials and stuff out there. We were shooting for Cortez. We were doing some music video for Saint. And then a weird situation occurred where an artist cancelled a video last minute. So we had a prepaid, essentially, like music video.
Yeah.
And I just texted one of my boys, Karim the Peasant, shout out Karim. And he came like 2 days notice to LA. There was kind of a video planned, so we kind of had to do the video that was planned. Yeah. But yeah, it was actually a movie, and all of it is being edited right now.
Damn. Yeah. So wait, there's a lot to unpack, but I wanna take my time with it. So LA trip, how did that come about? Like,
as a production company, I think it's important that we do abroad shoots where we like pack a lot into a week or two. Yeah. So we did it last year. It went really well. We ended up doing like a Monster Energy ad, like 4 music videos and a little corporate thing for Pretty Little Things socials. And I was like, you know what? Every single summer we should go out for 2 weeks. Me and just like a small crew, like a DP photographer or maybe an assistant. Yeah. And we just get as much done in the 2 week or week period as possible. Yeah. Get new clients, and then people in the UK can look at our vids and be like, okay, they're a bit different because they're shooting abroad. I get bored of London, like the locations now. I didn't used to, but I do now. Yeah. So it's nice that when we go LA, we've got like a fresh plate of new locations, new models, new artists as well. So it's really refreshing. And even the footage we looked at the other day, we were all like, yeah, this is so much. It just looks higher budget because it's not in London. Yeah. Because it's in LA. Yeah. And like the Cortez movie we were looking at, we were like, mate, we literally just pulled up with a few cameras, shot for 3 hours, and the video looks like a produced, art directed ad because they did all that bit for us. Yeah. Like, how did the Cortez opportunity come about? Is that the so just like I'd say from us knowing them, like me working at Baller League, we were a production company on that. Got to work with Clint, and he was on his team. So I got some time there, and then the artist Karim that we brought out, he knows Clint personally. Yeah. So I think both of us just texted him and was like, yo, we know you're doing a pop-up. Can we A, shoot a part of a music video here, and B, actually get some footage for you? And he was like, mate, pull through, we'll do it. Cop some merch as well, which was nice. Yeah. Free bag. Yeah,
man, like, you know those merch drops, man, like it always seems so exclusive, so like
so clever. Yeah. I actually think Clint is a marketing genius, to be fair.
That is, bro.
Like, he does it like an illegal rave where he sends you the location at 9 a.m. and you have to be there at 10 or 11 a.m. Yeah. So then at 10 a.m. we're seeing people run into this. We're seeing people run into this pop-up. Yeah. Queuing up. Queues 2 hours immediately.
This is in LA, right?
In LA, yeah. This is actually like
international type of stuff. But
and then we're chatting to Clint like, what are you doing for the rest of the day? And he's like, oh yeah, I've got to fly out to like DC tonight because tomorrow I'm doing a pop-up in DC. And I'm like, I don't know how he actually coordinates his life. I met some of his team. His team were really nice people. Yeah. I don't know how he keeps going. Like, he's actually a hustler. Yeah. He's going to be a billionaire.
It looks sick. Like, it just looks sick. And all the partnerships, like, I think the other month I saw that he did a partnership with Balotelli as well.
Yep.
With the jersey. I was just like,
even his stuff with Nike. Like Nike is quite a big person to collaborate with.
Yeah.
And especially on something like a 95 trainer, which is like such a big trainer to collab on. And they look so good and they're sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
So he's done such a good job at that.
Yeah. Like he definitely he changed the game for sure in that space of like
I mean it's quite I'd say drinks and clothing are really, really hard areas to break in as a new brand because it's such a big industry. And he's just gone. And
there's so many staples in there. Like existing staple brands in there to break through. So it's hard to.
You look at like KSI and Logan Paul with Prime. Like Prime was an energy drink. Is one of the hardest ones to break in, and there's been no new players, I think, in like 30 odd years. And in the US, it's pretty much all Red Bull and Gatorade. There's not really many competitors.
Yeah, but it's interesting you said it though, because you know when you have like a long period of time of no like new energy or competition, it does also provide the opportunity though, where it's like it's been so
lazy.
Like it's been so dull and static that like if I come with something new and fresh, all of a sudden I got like a big share of the market. And if you target the youth as well, you're always gonna get.
That's my entire ethos to starting a production company where I'm like, I know that this is a really. I mean, if you're like, I'm trying to start a film studio, people would laugh at you and be like, okay, you're going to go up against Warner and Disney and that. And I'm like, well, we are, but it's because we've got a list of things that we want to do
differently.
I mean, from the success of, I'd say the last 6 months to a year is when things have, I think, really taken off. I can now say that our like key parts of our brand strategy, that's actually what's helped me. And like our USPs are USPs now that I know other companies have these USPs. But we'll either come in cheaper, quicker, quality of work's better,
more agile.
Because we're now pitching up against quite large agencies and we're winning a few pitches. And when I realized on some of the TV commercials we were doing, we were actually up against like giant agencies with 30 or 40 staff, probably more. And I'm like, my company legally is just me and a couple freelancers that work part-time, like day or 2 days a week. So it feels good when you actually win. You're like, okay, well, they may have gone with us because we were the cheapest, but at least they went with us.
I mean, that's how you build a scale, right? That's how you build a scale. But damn, so quite an intro. But so for people who no, let's start with this. The people who don't know who you are, what who are you and like what does your company do?
So I'm Lewis Adams. I'm a 25-year-old director, filmmaker. I started my production company in 2020 with a goal to make video production that is creative and fun, not just for the crew, for the clients. We do videos for change. So we try and get a point or a taboo, we break it, or we promote something that should be promoted and not work on projects that we shouldn't work on. We're almost ethical in the way that we do our business. I always plan to bring the community together. So I throw networking events for creatives to combat loneliness, to help grow people's careers. Because I think there's a lot of help out there, but most of it is pretty shit. I like to swear, right? Most of like the startup help funds and all of this has gone after COVID. So I was like, cool, if I can do something that's like £10 to get in, we give you a night out, we give you a lecture, and then we help you network. I'm hoping to do so many more things like this. It's just time. I'm running out of
time putting it in. That's super great to hear, especially because in the creative industry as well, like if you don't have like friends in the industry, it can feel like quite lonely.
That's the point. We're trying to make you make friends,
build connections. It's important, man.
And like I encourage people to have. We had like 4 or 5 food vendors at the last event, and I was like, "Can you guys have dinner with strangers?" Because it's like you'd never do this normally, and then I mean we turned it into a bit of a rave at the end, which again like that's not something you'd get at a corporate event. And anyone I've spoke to about our events has said like they are different compared to any other event they've been to. I mean, you should come to V6.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for sure.
Venue is currently pending.
Cool. I'll be there.
We might be doing potentially a full box park takeover, which is quite big. In terms of size, because we only had half a box park last time. Or we're going to be using a big hall venue. So still potentially partnering with Box Park.
That'll be there.
But,
I'll be there for sure. I'm gonna get into that as well a bit deeper, a bit later. What has been, in your opinion, your highlight of 2025, man? Yeah, man. Like in August now, like how are you feeling? Like your highlight, your key moment where it's like, golly, like I'm grateful for.
I'd say the highlight so far would be when we called a wrap on the Amazon TV commercial.
Okay.
Just because I had, I think, 35 crew working for my production company that time. And it had been a shoot where it was hard because you didn't have a lot of money which I thought was a lot of money, but for a big TV commercial was not a lot of money.
Yeah.
I made it work, and it was just understanding that we're now taking on TV level jobs where, 4 or 5 years ago, we were doing just like social stuff and trying to do the big stuff, but failing. But I think now we're winning big pitches. I'm hiring like not even crew that I think are good, like BAFTA award winning crew. Like I'm hiring people that actually have accolades.
Yeah. So
we're
good at what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. And also as well, like I'd never be able to afford a bunch of these crew on like a music video.
Yeah.
But when we get a commercial, I'm like, right, I'm gonna assemble the Avengers right now.
Yeah. We're gonna get the guys in. Yeah.
Yeah. And like even like back to the event side, like, I now know a lot more people than I knew before. So I know production company owners, top like DPs, and even like musicians as well. The musicians I just know now. I can drop them a text and be like, listen, I've got this coming up, or I got a cancellation. Do you want to jump in? That's nice. But I mean, right now, just because I'm on cloud 9 for it as well, the other highlight would just be LA in general.
It looks sick. It looks sick for the Instagram story. It looks sick.
It was the combination of like we were still going out and networking and like going to like live shows and stuff, but then shooting from like 9 till 5 or 9 till 6. We had like 4 hours sleep in the first couple of days. It was just so full on, but we did weeks worth of work. Like in the I think out there we were only shooting for 6 days, but we shot 3 projects. So it was like, and one of the projects was like a 3-day shoot. Just because of how much traveling was involved in the project. I mean, we emptied our car out in I think a day, and it's a big American Dodge truck like car.
Yeah, and the kit, is, and even like how you came here today. Like, how is it like to take that much kit around with you? Like,
just get used to it.
To all these places.
Air tag in every bag. Really good insurance.
Yeah,
that I've got. We have separate insurance for the whole world, and then America. We have actual separate insurances for it. But I mean, people get their cameras stolen
all the time.
French got her Ari stolen. Like, it does happen. You just got to be really vigilant.
Yeah, and like, be careful. Like, where you take stuff. Yeah.
Well, if we're doing something like a short film and we've rented, say, like an area at night, like an underpass, the council will say you have to have a security guard with you, which we'll get. But then when it's something like a rap video and we're just shooting on a block somewhere, there isn't security. I normally actually just text my friends and say, can you just stand by the kit? I'll give you £100 if you stand here for a few hours.
Fair.
I'm like, they just need to stand there and just not move.
Yeah.
You do have to worry about, I mean, I bought my kit in here today.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I mean, and the boys are still there shooting with their kits. So.
Yeah. It should be good. I wanted to dive into, like, when you talk about the whole process of like you pitch for work, and even like the big I guess a commercial or like an ad. How is that process like from when like you win the business and almost to get like a whole team all together? Like, how is that process like?
So I think if you're a director, it'd be different to like a production company. Yeah. So for me, we'd either get the job straight away, and the client we'd give them an invoice of how much we think the shoot will cost, and then they pay it, and then we're good to go. Yeah. Do the contract. When it's a bigger job for an agency, we'd get given like a PDF brief. Yeah. I'd make a treatment, just like a PDF and just like images and like the look, the feel.
Vision, right?
The vision. Then sometimes like a really rough script of like, this is what's going to happen at this point, this point, this point. Yeah. Music video and commercial are pretty similar in that part where they're both the same at the start where you pitch. And then when you win it, if it's through an agency, they'll give you a set budget of how much you have. Yeah. And then I have to almost work backwards on, okay, well, this is the crew, this is this, this is this. Normally you'll then come in a bit over and then have to start cutting people down. Like, these people are getting paid less, or we don't have as much for location. Yeah. Normally for me, it's like, I always want to spend more money on art department and props and stuff. And that's always the first department I come to. And I'm like, I've got to cut this back. Yeah. And then, normally they give you a shoot date and you're ready. But the more independent side of things, that's where I actually enjoy it more. I prefer working with independent artists or independent brands rather than ones that are through a big agency or label, because then we have less control. The agency are then another person we have to work with, most likely won't pay on time. 5 times out of 10, the agency won't pay on time. Independent people actually pay, I found, better than when we're working with big agencies.
Yeah. It's just the process. So I work in a PR agency, and in previous times, like I've worked in like agencies where you do like creative campaigns, and you might need like a photographer or like a videographer and a whole crew, and it's just the structure of agencies and the amount of time it takes for like approvals and stuff, and almost the whole thing, so that it always has an impact on the creative.
The feedback is crazy as well, where we'll do 3 rounds. They get to round 3, they're like, oh, perfect, love it. I'm like, great.
Yeah.
Then they'll come back like a few days later. So we spoke to our solicitor, lawyer, dog sitter.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah. And
I'm like, why have you shown the video to this many people?
Yeah.
And they'll come back with loads more amends. I'm like, okay, we're going to charge you for these amends. And then if it's a big agency, like, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
But then they take the piss and do way, way more. And then I'm like, the video was good on round 7. You're now on round 14.
Yeah.
The video's got worse.
Yeah.
Or like, I'll throw some shade as well, working with.
Oh, okay.
I don't, yeah. Shit.
Now you can think if you over there.
Working with, I worked with this one label.
Yeah.
And the amount of back and forth we had on a video that was pretty much done, we didn't edit, sit down, and I was like, okay, just the artist and the manager come to my edit room, which is a room like this, and we'll sit down and do it. They bring like a lawyer, PR person, even just a family friend. And I was like, oh, cool, I don't have this many chairs. They're like, why'd you not? I'm like, because normally 6 people don't come for a review. It's 2, 3 max come for an edit review. We're there for like 8, 9 hours.
Is that a big thing in the creative industry? So like
edit reviews?
Yeah, edit reviews.
Yeah.
So they'll come with you like.
Yeah, they'll come.
Okay,
normally.
I didn't.
If they're like a busy agency, we just do it on a video call, and then I have another computer that's just for streaming it, and then one that's just for my camera. But I mean, I prefer it when they come to sit down because it'd be like right now, me and you could sit down and be like, "Oh, change that." Okay, cool. When you're on a video call, it's not as well. You could then go on your phone or something. You're not locked in. But I mean, this edit review was the worst one because I was there for like 8 hours. They tried ordering food without me, and I was like, "Oh, you getting food?" They went, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, can I get some?" And they're looking at me like, "Oh, do you want food?" I'm like, "I've been sat here for 8 hours," and then it was his manager who just went, "Boy, change that," and I was like, "No."
8 hours though.
The video was done when we got there. It was actually done. We just made loads of changes. After I watched it back at the end, I was like, it's the same.
Virtually the same.
It's the same. Just all you've done is shuffle a bunch of cuts around.
And
then I was like showing some people versions, and they were just like, "Oh, I do A and B, and I always put the one that's second first and my one second. So like you'll think A is like the new one. Sorry, you'll think B's the new one, but it's not. So they'll be like, "Oh, version B was so much better." I'm like, "That was the one that I did last week." Yeah, there was no changes on that.
That's often how it is. It's interesting hearing that side of things from like how to get like a pitch and the process of like, you know, when you go through it. But what would you say for you has been your biggest challenge in like, I guess running like a small business and a small team? Like almost the biggest challenge on that front?
Biggest challenge I've found, I think, recently is like emotional maturity on when something drastically goes wrong and you don't get emotional to it straight away. You're just like, oh, okay, that's set on fire, but how can we fix it? Like recently it's been a lot of money stuff. Like I think we had 1 month where 3 clients paid late. And I was like, wow, I owe about 15 people money right now and none of the money's hit my account. We message all of them and they're like, okay, we're fine paying interest. And I'm like, so you're just okay, you're not paying the interest? Or even recently we had a cancellation. Guy's still not paid and he was meant to pay in like June. And we're at the point where we've got like solicitors waiting to go and all that. And I always say to clients, I never wanted to get to this. It's horrible.
Damn, that's quite deep.
And I'm
like, I always hear about that, like
the
creative field.
Well, we make everyone sign a contract as well. So I'm like, you're breaking a contract right now. And if I could not do all of that stuff, I wouldn't. If we have a big enough production, I get someone else to do it. But definitely the business, like the creative side, I enjoy it. No problems there. If there's a problem, I actually find a good way of solving it. The business side of things, it's like I never actually want to get aggro to someone. I'm not here for this. I'm like,
it's not what I signed up for.
Well, I'll just go to them like, bro, I wish I just never took the contract on. I want to like, if it's something like a creative project, they're looking like, yeah, I'm paying bread for this music video. I'm like, this is not a lot of money. Like by the time we pay everyone and pay for our equipment, which we have to take off our shop and everything, I look at it, I'm like, bro, we would have earned more from like this day of planning, day of shooting and 5 days of editing than just shooting a quick corporate interview. Like we would have earned more. So I'm like, we don't do these videos because we're trying to make bread for me. I'm like, I'm doing it because I want to make some art. I want to make something I'm proud of.
Create something that you're proud of.
And I know that my crew appreciates it, because if I get the crew on like a corporate shoot, I know they want a creative shoot, because we don't post a lot of the corporate stuff unless it's a big brand. If it's a lot of small like banks and tech brands and stuff, we don't really post it because it's not really.
But those are the bread and butter of a business, though.
They're the bread and butter, and also they're the ones where the clients are actually the nicest. And we never have any issues. Like even this festival today was, oh, can we pay you up front? I was like, that's great. Like, because now I know that you're going to pay up front, I can then pay my staff tomorrow. And if my staff are getting paid net one, they're gassed.
Yeah.
Because I know that no other employer would actually pay them that quickly.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Even if they have the bread, they'll pay them 28 days later.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to make sure that we're always on top of our stuff and we're on top.
And it's interesting that you say that, because from a business point of view, how do you ensure that like you make profit? Like in terms of how do you plan? Okay, cool. This is going to cost this much, and it's going to cost X, Y, and Z. Like how is your mindset in ensuring that this is a business growing and we're making profit?
It's hard to make an actual percent margin on each video, because a lot of people come to us with a set budget, or they give me how much roughly they have. But I mean, recently we had a guy that was like, "Oh, I've got 10 grand for a music video." I'm like, "Oh, brilliant, we can do that." And he went, "Yeah, so I want this like warehouse with 20 dancers." And I'm like, "Oh shit,
that's 30 grand shoot."
I was literally like, "Bro, the 10 grand is going to be more than the dancers." Itself. I was like, except for the warehouse and the crew and the editing. So no, we've got a bunch of budget templates. Different scales of project. I think today's shoot was like 280 or something. So just from doing it so many times, I know how much hard drives and data costs. I know how much travel costs. We bake in now an admin fee of £50 that just pays the accountant and our software. Because it's like
small stuff that you forget about.
Really small stuff. And like as well with the equipment, like we spent so much on equipment now that I'm like, the rental price, we say to clients, what equipment do you need on the set, and we have different packages. So for something like right now, an interview setup is not going to be as much as if we're shooting like a big commercial, because you'll need very different kit.
Yeah, for sure. That's interesting. You say that, and I did want to ask as well, like, when did the creative side of things almost like they become your like sole job?
I was doing freelance work at about 14, 15, doing christenings, weddings, and funerals. Funerals weren't fun. I had that was did a few shoots on that. Even when I was at like college, university, I was still doing freelance stuff, and I did like a work exchange program. Where I worked at a video company in America for a bit, and then I did some video stuff for Camp America. And that's when I think I met some people out there, and I was like, right, well, now I need to be a limited business. I'm done with being a sole trader because I've done it for a few years. And then when I got back home in 2020, I was like, right, like actually going to go all in on this. And COVID hit while I was at uni. So I was literally started a video business during COVID. I became a COVID nurse for like 6 months. So
interesting.
It was fun though, because my girlfriend also had the same job. Like we did the job together and spent all day together in a car park testing people. But
that's like that. I remember that period. I remember that period of time. We did the car park test.
The amount of people that also did the phones or the dropping off by car, and it was all like, I had friends that were doing the phones. I was like, how many people you called today? They're like 0. I was like, you're just getting paid £600 a week to do nothing.
Golly,
But no, that was actually a tough time, because I'd won a competition through my lecturer, Ryan Andrews at uni, to do a music video for Rizzle Kicks. I looked at all the other treatments in this competition, and I had a feeling, I was I won. I was like, perfect. Then they told me I'd won like a week or two later, and I was like, brilliant. Like, I can't wait to make a video for these guys. I'm a huge fan. Then we got told like a week before, you can't because of COVID now. It's not safe. I then just started relentlessly messaging people on SoundCloud, going, by the way, I've got a whole budget for a video. This is a free music video. And they're like, oh, scam. I'm like, not a scam. I'm like, genuine. These kind of opportunities happen like once every couple of years, genuinely. And then we just met a guy who was actually from Norwich, because I was at uni in Norwich at the time. And then we just made a video for him. And that was, I think, things kicked back a bit from them when I was like, right, COVID's back. And actually, when the month I left uni, I got scouted by an agency to run their video department, which was a really interesting opportunity. It was for a graduate as well. The salary was good, but I was a bit like, okay, I'll be doing what I'm doing for me, but just running a team. But we had like, I think 25 clients. And it was like the amount of video we needed meant the quality couldn't be what I want it to be. Just because we're doing a shoot or 2 shoots a week, and we're sending the videos to be edited all over the world because it's cheaper. And then I think after I was there for about 10 months, I was like, right, well, I know that if I just did my company right now, I'd at least earn the same, or if not earn more. I have more control. And I was doing a lot of freelance jobs on the weekend, just for like music videos and stuff. And my boss was a bit like, we know how much you're shooting outside of the company, and like in your contract it says that while you're working here, we own all the video you shoot. They were chill. They were really nice about it. Like, I'd say also I'm still both friends with the owners of the company. Like, they're really good people, but they were just like, you can't be making too much outside of work. And a lot of my friends have the same issue, where they work for an agency, freelance outside, and the agency finds out, and they're like, well, This is distracting.
Yeah, but why is it like that though? Like, how come you can't work outside of your working hours? Because it's not like impacting your work job, right?
I think it's like a copyright thing where while working under this company, anything you make is for them. So legally, if you were the only person to make it, they could own the video.
Yeah,
which is a crazy thing to think of.
Yeah, nah, that's nuts. Talk to me about I know the big moment that like the shoot that you did with Snoop Dogg. The Dre.
Yeah,
how'd that opportunity come about?
Because that was actually,
that looked serious.
That was the way that one came about was actually some of the craziest sort of, I'd say, job that I now. I was asleep outside on like a sun lounger, and I got a phone call in, and I was literally like, hello, like, I was just woken up. I was like, hey, this is a gentleman from Complex, New York.
Golly.
I was like, what? And they just said they had a documentary coming up that was quite a big documentary. Said nothing. Signed an NDA, was in a few production meetings, and I was like, whoever this is big, because we've signed an NDA before meetings have started. Then I had to sign another NDA, and I was like, no one's ever made me sign two. And they told me the budget's terrible, but it's a quick shoot, but we'll handle all this. And I was like, okay, they want to do the editing and the producing, and they're only letting us do the shooting. So I was like normally they're trying to get us to do, we're full fat, so we do it. And then literally I told the crew we're trying to pin down who was in London, and we saw like we saw Eminem was in London, we saw like Shaq was in London, and we were like, okay, it's one of them. Then literally the night before we was on like a Teams meeting. They were like, okay, we can tell you who it's for now. It's for Snoop and Dre. I was literally just turning the screen. I was like, okay,
you got to play it cool.
Yeah, well, I tried. My foot slapping onto the desk. And I literally went downstairs like shaking, just to like said to my girlfriend, I told her, and she was like, finally. She was like, finally, you got one that's like meaningful. And we was running Google ads, I think, for like 6 months. That video came out, we posted everything. I didn't have to do Google ads for like 6 months after.
Do you mean for your agency? Or,
yeah, for the production company.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like,
yeah.
So if you type in like video production London
to get out there,
it will just come up on there. We pay for it.
Yeah, it makes sense to be fair.
If you put a few hundred quid in, SEO marketing, you put a few hundred quid in, you get like 100 leads.
That's good.
It works out well. You don't get the best leads.
Yeah,
you might get a carpet shop that needs a video.
Okay.
But we've targeted them a lot better now.
Yeah.
But what I've now found is word of mouth and my network gives me the jobs that I'm interested in. And I think that they've now seen my team. It's when people see my team work together and we literally grunt to each other, and that's how we communicate. Like, I'll look at my gaffer and be like, he's like, okay, you want a big softbox over here? I look at my BTS people, I'm like, and they're like, oh, you want me to get pictures of them while they're getting ready? And like we've spent so much time together now, like night shifts,
chemistry just there.
Chemistry there. And I think that's the best kind of marketing, because I know if you go to some big agency where they've hired all the crew fresh, none of them know each other's names.
Yeah,
I know all their birthdays. So like, I know we're gonna.
And that helps the experience on the shoot.
Bro, we're gonna work better than other people just because of how locked in we all are.
Yeah.
So I think now we've done a few big jobs as well, and especially when these TV commercials release, I know that again the marketing we've generated just from our work being good is going to be really nice for Q4 this year, because that's normally like end of the year we do a lot of like corporate stuff, events, and I know we're going to be quite booked up for that. Yeah, we've got like some clothing commercials and music videos in as well, so it's like a really good selection by the end of the year.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
On like a personal level though, how is your lifestyle like alongside the work that you do? I know you mentioned you have a partner. Like, how do you balance like, I guess, the work that you do and it's demanding, that you got late shoots, you got traveling to different places. Yeah. How do you balance all of that?
My partner works in the industry as well.
Oh, that's bloody helpful, isn't it?
Honestly, I've said this before as well, I don't actually think I could be with someone that wasn't doing it. And
that's interesting.
As well. So my missus is a creative and an art director.
Okay, that makes sense.
She's done stuff for like Netflix, The Witcher. She's worked for like Bayern Munich. She's now working at a big agency called VML. So they're doing like,
I know VML. Yeah.
She's currently working with like McLaren. Brands, but that's
big, man.
It's good. We make time for each other. Yeah. Like I'm like, sorry, I got to go to LA for a week. She was originally going to come, but she was too busy. But next week we're going to Greece together.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So and now I need to pattern up and make sure that everything is done.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in Greece, I've got a colorist working part time and an editor working part time, just so then things can tick over.
Yeah,
and we've got to a point with some of these staff where I'm like, okay, you can message the client directly, or we make a group chat, and I'm
then
like,
be in contact.
And I'm like, if something goes wrong, I'm there in the group chat, but I just know that the boys can take over while I'm gone. And I do eventually want to get to the point where I can be in any country in the world, and our UK production can still always be ticking over, because there's enough people now for us to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially where now some of the staff, I'm not just paying them for one shoot or another shoot. I'm like, okay, you're going to get this much this month.
Yeah.
And I'm paying them just for a whole month, which is easy.
Which allows them to just like, you lock in for that month.
Well, it's easy. They also then know that they're good with me. I'm not going anywhere. They also know for their accounts, okay, I'm getting this much money in. And if I'm sending them an amount, and I'm like, okay, well, you could live off that.
Yeah.
Like, I know for them, I mean, if I was in their shoes, I'd be like, oh, cool. Well, from a couple freelance jobs, I've got this.
Yeah.
They might take a slightly cheaper rate, but then no one else will give them security like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And even from like my events, I get a bunch of interns. So we have some shoots where I call them like fresh intern shoots. They'll normally be a really low budget music video. I'll get like 5 interns just for them to see how a set works.
That's good, That's a good entry point like into the industry, isn't it? Yeah.
No, honestly, no one really gets interns on. Even I know big directors that will say like I want to, but I just always forget or run out of time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I consciously try and make sure we have low budget shoots to get them on.
Yeah.
Because I know that 1 or 2 like pics on their Instagram of them working on sets could get them more work.
It all helps.
People gave those handouts to me, so I got to do it too.
Yeah, you got to, man.
It's jarring though when they come on. Like, they'll be like, oh yeah, I was born in like 2006. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I recently even turned 26 myself. So yeah, so interesting.
Wait, when did you turn 26?
August 8th. Oh, a few weeks ago.
I was July.
Oh, July. Oh, nice. So it's interesting to talk about that, because I had a conversation with one of my guys at work the other week, and we were talking about the like pressures of like being in your mid-20s and like feeling like you got to achieve a certain amount by like 30. Like it's almost like a big number that you got
30 under 30.
30 under 30. Like you hear a lot around that. For you, like in your industry, like do you feel like, damn man, like I got certain things that I want to do, like it could be like a certain amount of like the money that you have, or like your like your business has grown to a certain stage, like are there certain like pressures that you feel like, damn man, like, I got to achieve this, man, like, you know what I mean?
I used to genuinely lose sleep over watching someone's video, like music video that was really good, and I'd literally not be able to get to sleep, so I'm like, oh, mine is shit, I'm like, terrible compared to this. But then I think recently I've just looked at myself a bit more and gone, okay, well, as long as your day-to-day life is enjoyable and you're actually happy, like things will just come in time. And I've had some really good advice from mentors saying, like, you're not going to make anything as a company that's actually monumental until you're 35. He said, until you're at a point where you've got an entire production crew, everything that's really good. So don't stress about it for now.
Yeah,
and that's why
enjoy the journey, man.
Enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
Literally, this amazing director Adam Werno said that to me. He was like, bro, the moment you're at right now, working on the productions you're working on, you can never go back to that. When you started working on these big sets, you can never go shoot a cheap music video because it will ruin your brand. Because then people will think, oh, he does cheap music videos. So that when you step to like above the line, like AAA jobs, that will be your life. So I've been told the job, like what we're doing now, actually enjoy it.
Yeah, take it in,
like,
man.
Even today, like just standing at the front of a festival stage, just with a camera, everyone in the crowd's having a good time.
Yeah,
we may have had a beer at lunch for the crew, but
piano people. Yeah,
like we worked our arse off for like only 6-7 hours. Got everything we needed to get, and I was happy the whole time. So I think, like right now in my life, I actually just want to enjoy myself.
Yeah,
and
the stuff.
Like understand that wellness is important. Started to go gym and sauna a bit more.
Yeah.
But like not overworking. I burnt myself out so many times. Now it's not cool anymore.
Yeah, man. I think you get to a certain age where like getting a good amount of sleep is the right thing to be doing, man.
Yeah,
like,
I'm in bed by 11 sometimes now. I used to be in bed by 4 a.m. and still get up. But I think our generation is so pressured on, okay, well, a house is £2 million for a nice one now in London.
Yeah.
So if you want a job, you'd have to earn 400 grand a year to even take home 200 grand, of which you then save up for this house. The expectation is so high.
Yeah.
And our parents' generation were like, oh, it was hard then. I'm like, shut up. I'm like, this is so much harder for us now.
Yeah.
And like I see as well in like some younger people that I work with, and they just have this thing in their head of, oh my God, well, if I don't earn $1 million by 25, I'm a failure. And I'm like, do you understand that's like next to impossible for you to do if you come from no money? If you come from money, it's fine because you can invest in something.
Yeah.
But if you're coming from literally just month to month income, just be happy that you've got a place that you rent. You've, I don't know, bought like a computer or a car or a camera or something to help your work.
Those small wins, isn't it?
Just honestly, enjoy the small things. I've tried to put my horse blinders on now.
Yeah.
I've got another bit of advice of why the horses at races wear the covers on their eye. It's because they don't need to look left or right, just straight.
Straight ahead, man.
So now I'm only trying to look at what I'm up to, what my company's doing, what's best for my crew, what's best projects for us to take on.
Yeah.
And I think now as well, I'm being a lot more selective we get offered a lot more jobs than we used to get offered. So now if they're like, oh, okay, I've got this brand, I want to do this, this and this, I'll look at it and be like, oh, that brand's not really what we'd work with, or
aligned.
I see there could be problems. I don't think they have enough money. The owner's a bit of a prick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I now actually weigh this up.
You got to weigh it up now.
And I'm like, okay, or I'll just say to them, oh, really sorry, we're fully booked. Or I'll be like, oh, maybe we could do it with this much more money. So I think now I'm just being more selective, and I've understood that helps my mental well-being. By only taking on things that I think I want to do, not just saying yes to everything, because that's how I'll burn out.
You got to be picky with it, man. Yeah. You got to be picky with it. I did have a couple quick fire questions, So what was the first time you ever got paid for a shoot or to create anything?
I think it was a christening. I got paid a few £100 cash. I believe I was about 14 or 15.
Damn.
I was in year 10.
So when you put your work out there at that age?
My work Instagram was out at that age,
Golly, so you're on it from early.
Well, I regret not making more TikToks during bloody COVID, like lockdown, because I was so much time. And I think at that time I was like, oh, cool, university's off, so I'll just like learn some editing skills. I did learn a lot of software in that time. But a lot of
same in university as well.
A lot of it was Warzone though. Warzone during COVID was key.
You know what I've noticed as well on TikTok recently, I've seen a lot of people like photographers like want to do those posts where like a carousel post where like all their greatest shots, and it's almost like a great way for exposure nowadays. Like I'm seeing that.
Well, if it's the first time you're seeing someone's page, then it's like good just to see everything. Like, we're basically tattoo artists, filmmakers. You just got to look at the work that's on the wall and be like, okay, well, I like one like that. I want that. I want it this way.
That's quite an interesting way to put it, you know?
Bro, we're just tradies. We're just high-paid tradies. There's no difference. Like, we show up with kit and get a job done.
That's interesting. Cool. Our next one, do you think that like the creators should openly display their rates, or do you feel like it's best to keep it?
No, hide.
We
had a rate card on our website before. And I realized, okay, so say you're asking me for a job. And it says on the website a video is £500. But then Jay-Z asked me for a job, and on the website it's £500. Why should you and Jay-Z pay the same amount of money?
Getting the same product?
Yeah, but
the person who's getting it, right?
We're doing the video for him that's going to get millions more views. It's going to get millions of pounds spent in marketing. So we price each job up depending on what the project is. So like if it's a startup brand, we're going to give you a good rate. Because we know you're a startup brand, you don't have a lot of money. And if the video goes well, you will stay with us for 10 years, hopefully. If you're a really big established brand, we're going to only do one video for you. You're not going to come back. You've probably got a supplier that wasn't available, which is the reason that we're coming in. We'll charge slightly more because we know that you have marketing spend of a lot. And for you, this is a normal price. Like I now understand that some of these big brands, they have a set budget for each project. So we're then just trying to make sure that we can get as much out of it as we can. And like when we do something like a commercial or a clothing brand video that we got a lot of money for, I can then turn around and say, oh, you're an independent artist, we'll do a video for next to nothing. So then we can almost give back a little bit. From working with the larger brand to the helping.
No, it's interesting to say that because like you do, I guess you got you have to be very I guess like you consider like cool, you know, the client, the type of work it is, and the project it is, and also like timings as well. Like
that did not come quickly to me. I made so many mistakes. And whenever someone goes, "Oh, you seem to know the crack," and I'm like, "Bro, like, say this is project 280." I'm like, "Do you know how many mistakes I made on every single project? Like the amount of bags that I fumbled." The amount of like big projects that I've just literally fucked up last minute and it slept through my hands. We've had so many large projects that I've either overpitched budget. We had one like massive commercial. I won it. We then didn't get it because I pitched way too low. And I was like, how low did I pitch? And he was like, the person next to you was about triple your price. And that was the second lowest. And they were like, if you literally pitched like couple times your price, we would have gone with you.
You got to know your value. Oh,
so this is it.
That's
so
an
it's
interesting one.
So
like, you got to know your value in this industry.
You need to look at, and now I ask producers who do commercials and stuff, or even music videos, how much do you reckon these guys have? Because you need to almost pitch the exact amount that they have. And say they had like £50,000 budget for the video, and you pitch like 45, they're gonna go with you.
Yeah.
But if you pitch like 20, they don't want to go with you because they want to go for the guy that pitched 60.
It's all perception, isn't it?
It's all just they want to get closest to their budget because then they know they're getting the best still.
Yeah, and also with how it works in the businesses, if you use your budget, you get it again next year.
Yeah.
If you don't use your budget, it gets cut.
It's cut.
So like you got to play that game.
Cuts,
you got to play that game. Yeah.
If anything, they'd rather spend a little bit over.
Yeah.
But I mean, agencies in London at the moment, we're working with more agencies overseas because the ones here are so tight.
Yeah.
And I know, like we've had projects dropped. We were meant to do a video for Nike, like for Michael Jordan, and apparently the budget just wasn't there. I saw the breakdown and I was like, wow, this is really small. And I think the agency was like, we're making like no margin, so they just said no matter what happens, we got to drop the vid because they went, there's no money in it for us. And I get it because they got staff to pay.
Yeah. People who got their own lives. What is one piece of advice that you give to like a young creative who's trying to be successful in this industry?
It's not all going to happen right now. As you said about the little wins, like just try and have fun. Actually go out there with a camera and think about, what video do I enjoy watching? I'll make that video. Yeah. If you're like, I love skateboarding and I love like the Tony Hawk videos and all this kind of stuff, then go out and just make that. Yeah. Don't stress over it. Don't pressure it. It's going to be bad.
Yeah.
You'll think it's going to be good in your head. You've got some feature film in your head. You're going to go out and be like, and then you learn about color grading, you learn about lighting, you learn about shots,
exposure.
Then exposure and exposure. Yeah. But then you're going to learn so much from doing these bits of spec work, which is what I always encourage people to do.
Yeah.
That when you'll then step on a set, you'll know a lot more because you did this spec work. Like I think people think in their head they're just going to jump in, it's all going to work out. They're just going to get this big client and they're going to be ringing it in. Yeah. It's so not like that anymore. And the oversaturation in the UK has gone nuts, where the amount of people I see starting out on TikTok going, I just bought this camera, invested all my money into it. I'm now going to go in. I'm like, right, that'll be great for a bit. And you might be lucky and get a return client that sorts you out. Like, you know, you could get in with a YouTuber. And for us, like something like the Baller League, that was like a 12-week contract. Yeah. So which is great. But if you're just going from small job to small job, like when you're right at the start, I'd get a part-time job to keep your peas up.
I hear it. And you know what you just touched on as well, with the Ballers League. Talk to us about that in terms of how the opportunity came about. And that is like a big, I'll be honest, I was surprised by like how many people, you know, watching it and like I guess the reception that it got. I was super surprised, but
I'd say it got mixed. It got mixed on what we saw.
Okay.
Where some people was like, we don't like it because it's not traditional football. But I was like, bro, if you go to that stadium every week, everyone is having the best time. The players, the managers, the staff, the fans. It's all families. It was all parents and kids. And the kids were literally crying their eyes out when they meet like Ginge and John Terry saying, "This is the best night of my life." I'm like, this kid literally said it's the best night of his life, and I believe him.
I think it shows the growth of like the influencer, like I guess it made
so much sense to me though. Where I'm like, you're getting a bunch of ex-footballers. You're getting like entrepreneurs, YouTubers. I mean, like Will Smith came through. I'm like, it was.
You got a picture of him, right?
Well, you did, yeah. We were chilling backstage.
Serious.
My pals that were in the gods like zoomed in on Snapchat. I was like, it was me, Will Smith, and Deji just having a chat in the corner, and it was like, what's happening in like the multiverse here?
Yeah.
This combo. They're like, oh, what are you talking about? I was like, our diets and our fitness regimes. They were like, what else? I was like, we just talked about food.
Fairs. You didn't get any gems? You didn't get any gems?
He said he cuts carbs out. He says to not eat bread.
Fair.
So I'm a lower up on the bread. And he said double the veg, double the protein, and just go with that. So
first.
Meat and veg from Will Smith.
That's
I mean, I guess that's not on brand advice, but still good advice for life.
Yeah. It makes sense. How did that job come about? Like how was I know there's you got a season 2 also coming up soon as well. Yeah,
we're there.
Nice.
I'm happy. Okay, so network and event V4. I had a speaker called Chloe Shaw. Okay. Who's like a really, really good producer. Yeah. She's produced on loads of online stuff. She's done some stuff like, I think, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon.
Ooh, House of the Dragon was a great show, by the way. Yeah. Great show. You watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, great show. We're getting to that.
But no, she's fantastic. And she just hit me up and was like, obviously met you at the event. We had some mutual friends, and she went, I actually have a project coming up that I think is like up your alley, where it's stupidly quick fire, and they need a director that's also behind the camera because of how limited access we're going to have.
Yeah.
So then, she messaged me. I was in Vietnam at the time.
Vietnam, golly,
So
for a trip.
Yeah.
Whole day?
I was there for like 3 weeks.
Okay, fair.
And then Singapore for a week.
Yeah.
But I was...
So this creative stuff is paying you well, man. You get around a lot, man.
Okay, no, like...
It's paying you well, man.
I try and do like those kind of content bits for brands while I'm out there on the go. So then if they only pay me a bit, it kind of helps out the trip.
Helps out, yeah.
But for the first 2 weeks I was in Vietnam, I had to hire a full crew to do Baller League. And I was saying to the client as well, like, I'm always there for the start of things. It was very rare that I had a whole team there, and I'm on some calls at like 2, 3 a.m. FaceTime and the crew going, have you got this? Have you got this? And they're like, yep. And the turnaround for Ballers is quick.
Yeah.
Photos had to be done by 11 a.m. the next day. Video had to be done by 4 p.m. the next day. Originally, we was doing the editing, and then after a few weeks, they were like, we actually have a lot of editors that don't have much work. We want to do the editing.
Okay.
Next time round, I want to do it in-house for us, because if we've got a really specific idea, I think sometimes there's miscommunication where we watch the edit and I'm like, okay, well, that editor didn't understand what we were trying to do.
Yeah, we can execute.
Or it's meant to be a joke. Like, we did a sketch of Angry Ginger. It was meant to be this funny punchline. They cut really quick, and I was like, bro, the whole like comedy comes in that pause where you need to build up. And I think like we work on a bunch of like creative softwares together, like Frame.io, a new one called Zinc, and, like Google Drive and stuff. So we have everything like uploaded, and we review it as a team. So even now tonight, if Josh will upload some stuff from the festival, I'll instantly see it on my phone. I can comment. Even like you were logged in or the client, you can all see the comments. So we work like really collaboratively.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is important.
Good. Yeah, that's important. Yeah, for sure. That's it's interesting you say that. And you know when you say the work they did with them, was it like the behind the scenes stuff?
Mostly vertical.
Cool.
It was photography and vertical reels. So for the sponsors brands, for like Philips and that. So we'd run around with like Philips, a one blade with like a microphone on, and we'd do a challenge like. One week we were just running around. You had to do like 4 challenges in each corner of the stadium. Yeah. And if the player won, they get a one blade. To be honest, great marketing from Philips, because all of us were actually...
My agency works with them, actually.
Yeah. Oh, bro, they're great. Like we were using the one blades on set.
Yeah.
We had a barber's chair. We did a series.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, the series. Some creative stuff, man. Behind the scenes going on there, man.
Well, it was like barber's chair confessions. So we get the player in for a trim, and we'd ask them for their deepest, darkest confessions. And some of the stuff that came out, the funniest lines we couldn't even put in. It'd be like, tell me a confession about someone on your team, and it's like, he has 2 different women here that are watching him in the stands. Both of them think they're the only one. And then they were like, bro, we could spark an online debate. I'm like, bro, post it. Post it. It's so funny. Yeah. And like some of the most raunchy ones we never got to post. And I was like, bro, we just have these finished edited videos. Yeah. And that's the thing. Sometimes we'll make a banger, and then it gets killed last minute, or it gets axed. And I'm there like, man. I've got so much heat on these hard drives that no one will see.
No one will see.
But that's why I started this like community page where I'm like, that's where I'm going to start posting all that stuff. Is into a WhatsApp chat. But I can like show a small group of people all the stuff that never gets released.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be sick.
We've got some serious videos that are done now. Okay, they're coming out September time.
Cool,
like music videos and stuff. I'm so gassed.
That's it. Man, I appreciate you for jumping on, man. I appreciate you for jumping on. Hey, I think share your journey, man.
I respect this podcast so much. Appreciate it, man. This is something that I watch this as well. So I think this is awesome.
I appreciate it, man. What's the last thing that like you'd have to say to? I guess like, you know, young people who have a dream out there, man, like who are chasing it. Like,
I think everyone's going to tell you to put your eggs in loads of different baskets, not put your egg in one basket. I personally think put every single egg in one basket, run it. There's no B route. There's only an A route. Like, obviously don't go silly with it. Yeah. But if you're doing something like, I want to start a video company, that is it. I'm locked in on that idea and I'm going for it. Yeah. Loads of people are going to tell you no. They'll only tell you yes when you've made it. So I think genuinely, just put your head down and do not stop. Only come up for air, but do not stop. Because I think the amount of people that have told me along the way, it's not going to work. whether it be like colleagues, friends, family, anything, but I think a lot of people said like, this won't work out. Like, quit while you're ahead and just get a normal job. And I'm like, bro, I got a degree, but I'm unemployable. I was like, I've been my own boss for 5 years. I'm like, I could never ever get a job now. Never.
I hear it.
But no, I think like the moment you start to see it pay off, then you're like, okay, well, maybe all the late nights, because I'm looking at like my calendar from probably 6 months to a year ago. I think in May this year, I had 2 days off the whole month. Damn. But then now I can, like, we had the LA trip where I was working and having fun. Next week I'm in Greece, and I'm then like, okay, cool. So it's sometimes you will have a period that's shit, but then when you have a period that's good, it feels twice as good, because I'm not on annual leave. I chose to just step out for a week away, and then I'll come back and it's normal. Like, literally flew back last night, and then this morning we had a festival, and tonight I had this. So
I appreciate you. I appreciate you being there for sure, man. I appreciate it.
We nearly stayed in LA for an extra 2 weeks. We actually nearly stayed.
I'll be honest. I messaged you thinking, is Lewis going to turn up because he's in LA getting lit?
We had a thing come up for American Idol that was good budget that we couldn't take.
Fair.
Just because it was in 2 weeks' time. Then we had a few potential shoots, some really big ones.
Fair.
With very big artists. And like musician-wise, like huge. And I was like, damn, like this is a huge name that we'll put on our portfolio, and we'll shoot him in LA. It just never came about.
Fair.
And a part of me was thinking it was good, because I was going to have to get cover for everything in the UK. And I was like, this is going to be a headache in itself, finding a crew that's good. And then on the flip side, I was like, but then if we do the stuff in LA, we're going to be so busy producing it. Because I'd then be like, we have a week to produce a massive music video, for like $20,000. So I'm like, this is actually, we've actually got some time now just to lock in. But it was good we came home.
It was good. Yeah, man. It's good to have you back home, man.
Came home. Yeah.
It's good to have you back home, man. But guys, if you enjoyed that episode, please ensure that you like, you comment, you subscribe. First episode of season 2, so we're back, and we've got more that's coming, man. But appreciate you being there, Lewis, man.
Yes,
thanks, man.
Go, man.
See you there, man.
Sweet, man. Peace.
We're out. Peace.